Hey, what's happening, good people? It's your man, Patrick Game Changer Jackson here. Appreciate y'all tuning in one more time, man. I know it's been a minute. But guess what? Got some good things that's coming for you. Good things that's been brewing. Yes, a lot is about to go down. Listen, it's back to school, people. It's back to school. It's back to school, full swing, all the way in it. How is back to school going for all of you? Great parents out there that are involved, making sure your kids are getting to school on time, making sure that they're getting tied up in this homework situation, make sure they get lined up with everything. How many of y'all are ready to make sure that they have a fantastic year? It's a lot that is going to be going on this coming year. A lot of things for the youth, a lot of things for the kids that are coming. So make sure that they are active, that they're involved, and that they're safe. My prayer is that our kids are safe this year, man. That a lot has already happened towards the end of summer, especially in Bakersfield, California. I hope that everywhere else around the country and around the world, that kids are be able to get to school safely, that they're able to be there, learn, have fun, build new relationships, and have great experiences. Um, like they've never had before. So let's continue to keep our children in prayer as they go off to school. A lot of friends have kids that's going off to college as well. We're dropping kids off to college. So much prayer to all of the family that were dropping their kids off, being away from home for the first time. I know that's not a comfortable experience for most parents, having those type of conversations with them. And so major prayers to every single family member, every single child that is going to school, heading to school, and trying to better themselves as individuals. And yeah, man, we got some great young people that are out here. I know we try to talk about the bad and the ugly a lot. But we need to start highlighting these kids that are doing well, that are doing the right things, and that are being trailblazers in our community. So shout out to all of those young people that are doing fantastic work. Shout out to the parents, man. I know you don't get the big pat on the backs and the big high fives uh, for doing your job, but it is important that we continue to celebrate the life, the legacy, and the things that everyone is continuing to do and be active and be present. So again, man, a lot of things that are brewing. I'm be doing a lot more stuff. I told y'all, I think a few shows ago that there will be a lot more things that will be coming forward. There's been some projects been working on since the beginning of the year. Some things that have been brewing, some things that will be going on, especially over the weekend, this coming week as well. So I'll try to keep you guys abreast as much as possible as I have time allowed it to be able to bring those things as well. So hopefully you guys, as you continue to tune in, be a part of the process and things are growing. But I got some great announcements that are going to be coming here soon that I'm extremely excited about, especially for small businesses and businesses as well. So something I've been kind of having on the back burner for about maybe 8 9 years. Finally bringing it into fruition. Been working on it since the end of last year. So definitely excited about that. But we're gonna be having some very interesting conversation today. Very interesting conversation today. Cause I got my friend T in the building. T is in the building. Say what's up to the people, T. There you
Hello,
go.
everybody. Hello, everybody. I missed you. I missed you. So glad to be back. Happy first week of classes. Welcome back to school to all of the students, and congratulations. And here's your pats to all of the parents who are working hard. We see you and we appreciate you.
We see y'all out there.
Yeah.
We see y'all out there. Y'all doing y'all thing. Y'all making it happen.
Mhm.
Sure enough, making it happen. All the great parents out there are making things happen. They're making it shake, making it break um, more than the average person out there, man. So it's not an easy task for parents that are um, putting themselves in position to be able to be an encourager. Of course, you got to make money. You got to be do the discipline part. You got to make sure that they on the straight and narrow. Make sure that they have the right friend groups, man. Like we was
Yeah,
having those conversations as well. Like who your kids decide to be friends with uh,
it
makes a
matters.
huge difference, a major difference in how they're shaped and the outcomes that come with that as well. Watching
Hmm.
their friend groups is important, and having those different conversation and tidbits with parents uh, as well, I think is extremely important. A lot of times, those conversations are not had between friends, colleagues,
Right.
even kids on choosing the right friends. That's a huge piece that these kids go back to school. They're in new environments, and also check to see, make sure they uh, who when they hang around them that they're doing the right things. Are they being
Right.
influenced or are they being the influencer? That's a
Are they
huge
a
piece.
leader or are they a follower? What? Interesting. Very and very true. Right?
hmm
Right.
that's where it put most people. I know um, you had having a baby that's in college. How was that initial experience for you?
Well, she graduated in May.
hmm
So, yeah, so now she's out of school, but it's if I could tell the parents anything for the parents who have college students, it is to be patient. That transition from high school to college can be really difficult and challenging. She was about 200 miles away from us. She was in Atlanta. We were here in
hmm
California, so she was very far away from us. And I'm a very hands-on mom, so that it took a lot. I think it was more. I think I was a little. I was probably more sad than she was. She was probably like, "Bye," But so for parents like me who are sort of little, I won't say helicopter moms, but we kind of make sure everything is going well. If I could
hmm
tell you anything, allow them to navigate their own course at their universities.
hmm
Allow them, give them a guideline of what to do. Don't leave them out there alone. So, I would let her know if she had questions, go to office hours. I kind of gave her the rundown. Get to know your teachers, get to know the staff, get to know the people who work in the offices.
hmm
And that was just something that I did when I was in school, that my father told me, get to know everybody, even the people,
Right.
the financial aid people, know everybody working in every office, because you may need them one day. And I promise you, we needed everybody from everywhere by the time she was a senior. Because you think, oh, I don't need counseling. Then you meet people. She walked in there one day and a lady was like, "What's your major?" "We just got this scholarship for $14,000
Wow.
for a theater person. I don't know a theater person. I forgot that's your mate. I know you. Call this guy, send this It's like relationship building. You have to make the network.
hmm
If you can teach your kids anything, on teach them relationship building. That's the most important thing. And I wish we knew it more as adults. Just
That's a good
how
point.
to work together, to collaborate. What is it that you
hmm
do that I don't do? How can we work together? What can we build together? So, teach them how to do that. Connect with their friends group. Create friends groups for their passions. Like if you
Right.
want to do film, like my daughter's documentary filmmaking. She has a friend who writes, a friend who's a photographer, the director. You know what I mean? And I told her,
hmm
okay, you all can basically put together a documentary at this point. You have one person who does everything. So take advantage of that. So that's all. Just, good luck, congratulations. And I am rooting for you. Please keep in touch with the show, keep in touch with Patrick. Let us know what they're doing in school. If you have any questions about anything, any of the college parents, please reach out to me. I am willing to assist in these 4 years. They can be very challenging, but they're also very exciting. Like I said, my daughter left, she was 17. She came back, she was 20. You know what I mean? 20 going on 21. So they leave as teenagers, they come back, they're adults.
They're adults.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and throughout those years, you gently guide them and
Mm-hmm.
allow them to make their mistakes, not too big, but
Not too
just
big.
be there for them. There are going to be times when they are going to call you, they're going to need you, and just be there for them. That's my 2 cents, and that's coming
Yeah,
from a helicopter mom. So I was very hands on. It took a lot for me to kind of let go,
the release.
but I did. Yeah.
What's up, Krista? How you doing? I see you up in there. We appreciate you tuning in. Again, if you guys are coming on in, if your parents, man, number one, if your parents, put a thumbs up in the chat. If you are a parent, if you're a parent, put a thumbs up in the chat. We want to see all the parents that are in here that are having children that are either in school, out of school, going back to school, or heading to college. We have some people that may have taken a break and then they've decided to go ahead and head back, and so they need a little bit more encouragement to head back.
Yeah.
And so, shout out to them too. Everybody on different paths. Shout out to the people that's decided to wait till later on in life to go to college. Shout out to you too. It's not
Right.
just for the kids, but it's for the adults as well.
Thank
Even
you.
people that are in their senior age that decided to go pick up a different class or pick up a different trade, when in their 50s,
Yeah.
60s, 70s, shout out to
Yeah.
you too. So shout out to everybody that's heading back to school, heading back into some
Right.
type of learning experience. And we're rooting for y'all. We're rooting for y'all out there.
Hey, Patrick, can we shout out the single moms who are making it happen? I don't think they get enough credit, right? The single mothers who are making it
Okay.
happen. Can we shout
Okay.
them out?
We can shout out
Um,
to single moms. Yeah, for sure.
and single moms just put a heart because we are there with you. We understand. We got you. We know how difficult it can be at times, and we just want you to know you are a superwoman. I don't know how single mothers do it all and make it look so easy. So I want to just make sure we shout you out. Definitely, definitely. Congratulations.
Congratulations. And
Yeah.
shout out to the single daddies out there. Shout
And
out to the
single
single
daddies.
man
Single
that are
daddies.
holding it down, making things happen. If that is you, we don't want to leave you out either, brothers. Okay, we know that some of you are in the back room that people don't recognize, nor are you probably looking for that type of recognition. But shout out to you for holding things down and making it look easy like a super dad. So shout out to both the single moms
Yep.
and the single dads, and people with two-parent households, and people that are making things happen, and people that are just involved in general. If you're involved in any type of way, so you are celebrated and you are appreciated because you are shaping our next generation and our next people. So your involvement is very, very, very important. Your involvement, grandparents, man, like aunties and
Mhm.
uncles, like your involvement is important as well. Like we use these terms like it takes a village, right? But
Right.
we ultimately don't hit on the village, the village doing parts. Because I know I'm sure there's grandparents on this page that are stepping up and taking the kids to school, or they're picking them up and they're doing the homework with them at times, and they're stepping in and they're filling in the gaps too. There's aunties and uncles picking up kids from practices, or they're being that village for the family. So they may be the ones picking up all the kids that day, and the
Yeah.
parents are at work. So, even the coaches and that, man, it takes a huge portion of people. I was talking to a coach the other day, yeah, about 2 days ago, and he was extremely involved with kids, and he was telling me, like, how sometimes he have to take kids home because you know some parents are not involved. Say you pull up, it'd be two or three cars in the driveway, but they ain't want to come drive. They
Mhm.
ain't want to come pick them up. So even shout out to the coaches that are, giving the kids something to do outside of school that's keeping them out of trouble as well, man. So shout out to them.
Right. Man, the teachers,
Mhm.
administrators, going back, everybody, just everybody.
Everybody. Everybody been doing their thing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
let's see. So Miss Beverly was happening. We also got Kristen said nowadays high school and junior high make sure they get to know the security guards. That's a
Security
good point.
guards.
That's a
Mm-hmm.
good point. I got to know this earlier on my phone that they're going to be doing like a fire drill and emergency drill tomorrow. So kids and stuff like that, they being prepared, making sure that they are connecting with those security guards, connecting with the people that are in their sphere that they like how you were saying, T, just building those relationships. Because if you
Right.
know those people and they know you, then it's easier for you to be able to communicate when there's a crisis, uh, when you need
Yeah.
something personally, if something is going on with you, if you're being bullied or you see a fight is about to happen, you trying to prevent something from happening. You seeing somebody doing some drugs, or I saw a video earlier. I was trying to find
Now
it
that's
again.
called a snitch. That's called a
Yeah, but
snitch. You see
yeah,
somebody
I believe in being a snitch. I believe in it. I believe in it. I believe in it.
No, we're not gonna send our
Wholeheartedly.
kids to school snitching, are we? That you
Yeah,
know,
I believe in it wholeheartedly.
snitch.
Wholeheartedly.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
snitching saves lives.
I'm
Uh,
joking. I'm joking. Go ahead. I'm joking.
snitching saves lives. Yes,
That's true. That's
it's a lot of kids out here dying from fentanyl and all types of stuff. And so, if
yeah,
you,
yeah.
by you being silent, you become complicit and what's going on. And so,
You're part of the
at
problem.
least trying to, if we view it from not getting the person in trouble, but actually saving their life, I think we can view it from a different perspective.
Yep.
You know, that's just my 2 cents. That's just my 2 cents.
Oh, that's
That's just
true.
my 2 cents right there. That's all. But people, there's more and more kids that are out here doing. They have access to so much and the exposure to so much. So the things that we can do, uh, I think we should at least try if we can, if we're able to do it, great. If we're not, um, that's okay as well. But at least encourage our young people to be a little bit more active in saving each other, and that's why we were talking about earlier. Like their friend group is important. The people that they hang around, the people that they communicate with on a regular
Mhm.
basis. Um, who are you influencing, and who is influencing you?
Right.
And so that's that
That
that's
part.
that's extremely important. Now,
More talks like
Renee said, "More talks like this, please." I'm with you. I'm with
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. We definitely got to have more things that will help uplift us, put us in a different space, and put us in a different mind frame as parents. So shout out to all the kids and the parents that are heading
Mhm.
back to school.
Mhm.
Chris said more because you don't want the security overstepping with your children. That's a good point. I've had a few incidents that we've had to step in with where, again, security can be good, and then just like there could be some that's a little bit more overzealous. That what
Yeah, look.
Krista is referring to.
Yeah.
Some of them have been a little bit more overzealous than others. So there are some that put themselves in a position where they overstep their authority. They become top flight.
I'm
We don't need
secure.
you to be top flight. We need you to
Yeah.
be like middle flight. We need you to be middle flight. Be
Right.
middle flight. Be
Yeah.
top flight when it's a mass shooter or somebody trying to enter the campus, and then handle that way, top flight, top flight. But I do understand
Really good.
where she's coming from for real, which is an interesting perspective. That is for sure. Now, a story that has happened that has been going on for the last few weeks that I think was important for us to talk about, which is the McDonald's worker. Okay, McDonald's worker that decided that she was going to kill her boss. Now, here's a video talking about it, and then we'll come back and give our commentary.
Story out of Michigan. A working mother of 6 was killed on the job at a McDonald's in East Point. That's just outside Detroit. Jennifer Harris was the manager there. Police say she sent an employee home early. They returned with a knife and stabbed her to death. Harris had worked there for 15 years. Her young family is devastated.
I hate that she had to die alone in there. I hate that she had woke up trying to make money for me and my siblings and had to pass away just trying to work for us.
Oh, my goodness. Investigators say Harris and a female employee got into a dispute, and Harris asked the worker to leave. Witnesses say she came back wearing a mask and stabbed Harris. Police say a customer with a concealed carry license held the suspect at gunpoint until officers arrived.
Wow. So sorry for her family.
Wow. Wow.
Mm.
What's your thoughts, C?
You almost have no words. It's very sad, actually, that would happen. You know, mental illness is real, but I don't know. There's just no excuse for coming back because you got sent home. I think I read that she didn't. I think they had an argument because the employee was not fulfilling her duties. So whatever she was supposed to be doing, she either was, goofing around. I don't want to blame the victim. I don't want to blame the manager. I don't know what her management style was, but there's got to be training in how to de-escalate arguments. I think maybe if it was de-escalated, maybe if she didn't argue with the employees, maybe if she knew the warning signs that this was like the employee just couldn't take whatever she was saying to her. They don't give a lot of information about who she was as a manager.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we all know, we've all had those kind of bosses who they just like, they get on your last nerve. But you never know which nerve is going to be the last one. So we always have to make sure that we're treating everybody, no matter what our position is, with respect and dignity. That still does not mean that you have to lose your life over that. So I'm just filling in the blanks about who she may have been to this girl, because I just can't fathom that you get sent home early, you come back and stab somebody. And that's my 2 cents. Maybe, but
what I some of the stuff that I saw that she has some. It looks like she had some. The young lady had some mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first thing, and then the other thing was that she was kind of. She had some previous videos where she was complaining about the boss sending her home, like messing with her money. And I guess when people are struggling, and then if she's already dealing with some mental health issue, that's kind of a boiling thing almost waiting to happen if she's not getting all of those emotions and stuff under control.
Yeah.
Based off of, even if she was in her home early, or that don't mean that you go and try to take somebody's life. She could have been a bad manager, was picking on her and being, not so nice to her, or messing with her because he maybe upset her and she was sitting in her home messing up her hours. Not that, those are things that do happen.
Right.
We don't know if that was happening in this case, but we do know that there are managers, if you get up under their skin, they'll make the job almost uncomfortable for you to quit.
Yes.
They don't fire you, they just make it where you can quit. Then you don't have to, they ain't got to pay unemployment.
They pay you because you quit.
Yeah,
right.
They ain't got to pay unemployment because you quit. So those type of things do happen, and that's a real situation. So she did have previous videos complaining, being very like cussing and being very belligerent. Like for the last few months, she had been doing different videos talking about, her job and her boss and situations. And so people were clipping those videos together, showing that, she had been whining about this boss for a long time. This just didn't happen today.
Right.
Like this
Yeah.
wasn't boom, I'm mad today and I'm going ziggity boom. No, that wasn't the case. It was, she was upset previously about numerous occasions happening, and then probably cutting her hours, because that was what you were talking about. Her hours getting cut, her hours
Mhm.
getting cut, her hours getting cut. So if your hours are getting cut, that means your money be coming up short. And if your
Right.
money coming up short, then you could be in a dire situation to where,
Yeah.
you can't pay your rent, you can't pay PG&E, your phone get cut off. Now the frustration starts to boil over, and when frustration boils over, you ain't looking at you. You're gonna look at whoever else you feel is causing this.
It's their fault.
And she felt like she was the blame, or she was gonna be the blame of whatever shortcomings she was gonna continue to have. And boom, that's what happened. Boom, she go up in there. She said, "This is it. You
It's the
ain't gonna
day.
cut my hours no more."
I saw she had a violent history. What happened to the background checks? They don't do those anymore, or they don't check your like police records. And I thought they did in a background check.
Well, yeah, I mean, background checks and stuff happen. That's normal. But even with a background check, you could be giving somebody a second chance. It wasn't like she killed people and things like that on her record. So you can give people second chances for being violent, or have stole something or things like that. And a lot of employers, that's what we encourage employers. Hey, man, give people a second chance. Give people another opportunity to redeem themselves. If you don't, then how could anybody come back or get out of prison for something that they've done? And that's why the recidivism rate will be so high, because you don't give people that have gotten out from incarceration another chance to prove themselves differently. So what they gonna do? The only option you're giving them is to go back and rob somebody, or to take something from somebody, or to put themselves in a position to where they're selling drugs, or running up in houses and carrying on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of a catch-22. We want employers to give people opportunities. Then like how you just looked up her background and said, well, why did they hire somebody like that? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's a crazy medium that that's tough. Then cases like this, then you look at people like, oh, I understand that employers don't hire people that have a certain background or something like that, and it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's tough.
Catch-22. It's sad.
It is a huge catch-22. But I'm sure people had employers before. Some of you all have had uh, bosses and stuff that you didn't like. Some of y'all that have bosses you ain't like. You ain't like that boss. And did you wrong. You felt like going upside the head. You felt like giving a piece of your mind. You didn't have to rewrite email that you was gonna cuss them out a certain way, because then it came at you sideways or whatnot. But you had to compose yourself and keep your professionalism and keep your Christianity. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
you're gonna call them everything but a child of God. All
Right.
right.
Right. You start sending those as per our last conversation. Those corporate America emails. It gets real corporate America.
Get corporate on them. Get
Right.
corporate on them.
Right.
That's what happens a lot, though. So, those conversations are real conversations that people generally do have when we're talking about relationship with employers, or managers and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it calls for another question of people being careful, with how they even treat the employees, because they could come back and do something wrong to you. It just still being nice. You can be
That's true.
authoritative in what you're wanting, but also still not being disrespectful. So I think that's also something for people to kind of consider if you are an employee, or if you're a manager, or if you're a supervisor. Uh, just be careful, because this could could easily be someone else where, somebody comes back and they have a gun or they have a knife like she did and wanting to do more than just talk. Uh, they want to take things in their own hands, which is kind of, I find it, with this being a young lady, extremely scary to be a manager and just hearing the daughter's cries, saying that, hey, she just there working to provide for us, and her almost blaming herself
Yeah.
for her mom working to take care of them. I just heard that pain in her voice.
It was so hurtful. Young people do
Yeah,
that. They do
yeah,
blame themselves for things that we do. It's unfortunate, but it is something that does happen.
yeah.
Um, yeah. A thing that we learned, and this was the Midwest, so I'm shocked that they allowed her to come back, because usually if there's a altercation or a fight or if anything goes down, when that person leaves, if they come back, you don't let them in at all. And so I'm wondering, where was security? Who allowed her to get that close to the manager? Because it's just not going to end well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she got comfortable, or if that's why I said just learning how to de-escalate. Like, both of them can't be at a level 10. One person has to be able to use their heads and say, listen, we can't let you back in. We'll call me, or we'll see you tomorrow. Because usually, like, if the young lady had an opportunity to just walk away, maybe she would calm down.
Right,
So I wish that there was an opportunity for her to just walk away and think about it. Because
right.
usually you just need to go take a nap, go to sleep, you wake up, you feel different. You have a talk. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't in that place, and I might be just making everything seem, what am I trying to say? I don't want to sugarcoat anything or say that we could, all you have to do is do good and good things will happen to you. But I do know you cannot allow a person to leave and come back in any situation that
Yeah,
same day,
yeah.
during that same time. You
Mm-hmm.
have to let 24 hours go by. Everything changes, because they'll have an opportunity to just think
Gotta
about
keep
it.
that separation.
It's not worth it.
Nope.
When you actually think about it, okay, so I'm about to go to jail. She's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I think she has six children.
Yeah, I think they said 6 children. She has 6 children, six
She's
kids,
gone. Yeah,
6 kids.
gone. So
Mm,
that's
mm,
my
mm.
2 cents. That's my 2 cents to anybody in the community. If something goes down when a person
Let them come back.
leaves, do not allow them to come back. Do not allow them back inside.
Can't,
You cannot.
can't.
Give them some time to cool down. And don't try
At
to be
least,
the
at
bad
least a
guy.
little time.
Yeah, she was probably like, I'm the manager, all it. Sometimes you gotta just, take the L, get cursed out, stay
And
silent,
keep it pushing.
let them get it off their chest, and just keep it pushing. Okay, I
Keep it
understand,
pushing.
I understand. Let's talk tomorrow. It's
Mm-hmm.
always, let's just talk tomorrow, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, also, we're gonna end this conversation on a very interesting topic, where a woman drops the cheat code on how to find a man, not any man, not just any man, but a man that will spoil you. A man that will what?
Spoil
Spoil
you.
you. Okay? That what type of man this is. Okay? We're gonna check this out. We're gonna be back and give y'all our thoughts.
I'm so happy that I learned this at a young age. As a young lady or just as a woman in general, you really want to deal with the man that likes you and not the man that you like. Because the man that I like won't even drive 30 minutes across town for me. But the man that likes me gave me $1,000 in cash, all blues.
Okay. This was her comment. So she said, let's break this down. Date a man that like you,
Right.
not the man that you like.
Right.
We're gonna stop right there.
Okay.
What you mean by that, T?
Um, I watched this about two, 3 times to kind of get an idea of what she meant. And I think if we don't think about the materialistic portion of it, when she talks about the money that the guy that likes her gave her, and we just think about it, the men who like us are very chalant. And by
Mm-hmm.
that, I mean the men who we like are very nonchalant. The men who like us are very chalant. The men who we like might ghost us. The men who like us call, text, they bug you. They want to know what you're doing. They're they're always in contact with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, the men that we like might play games. The men that like us, they want a serious relationship. They actually want us. The men that we like everybody else. The men who like us want to just get to know us and like us. So then I started thinking, oh my gosh, this thing has flipped. Should should women pay more attention to the guys that they think they don't like? Because those guys, the guys who are chasing you, who you're like, get away from me, you're doing too much. Oh my gosh, that's exactly what you want the guy that you like to do. He's not doing enough. I'm at an impasse. I don't know what to say about it. I probably need single ladies to come to the stage. I'm out the discussion, but it kind of makes sense to me. It's it's
This
it's
this young lady has given y'all the game. Okay, she gave y'all the game, but you have to play the game correctly to win, not to play the game to be slick. So if you're playing the game to be slick, you're gonna be out there and you're gonna fall flat on your face. So the concept of you learning the cheat code is for you to find a real relationship. It's not for you to use the cheat code to be slick and play the brother, because then you're gonna end up playing yourself. That's what some people do. You end up playing yourself. You go learn this cheat code. Oh, I can get him, and then you only hear the last part of the spoil and getting the green. But then if you go and do that, all you end up becoming is you going down the path of becoming a hoe. Okay, that's what you're gonna be. But if you align yourself in the right way
uh-huh.
and you have the conversation and you have an understanding of what your intent is, which is to find a true relationship, someone that truly likes me, for me, all the things that you're saying you want is just not in the package that you anticipated being in.
Right.
The package just doesn't look the way that you want it to look like. But if you truly, truly want the right guy, he might be in a different package. And then you'll
That's
probably
well.
get all of the other things that you're wanting because you're so caught up in the Instagram and social media look of what everybody else anticipate the guy should look like for you. So
That's right.
if you go with a guy that's just not as maybe aesthetically pleasing, but he has all the other great quality, get a guy that's shy. Give him a shot. And then you trying to win at the end of the day. You trying to win love. You're trying to win a relationship. So if that's what you're trying to do, that's she's giving y'all the game that, and she learned it at a young age, which is good. But I hope she
Right.
ain't using it from a uh, sugar daddy looking perspective and looking at it from a true relationship. I want to build, have a family type thing. So depending on what her true intentions are when given this game, I think is important.
Right. 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 I have a question. Um, oh, and this is so general, but I'll ask. But do you think that a man will go after a woman that he's not attracted to? And then change. What changes that? Like if a man goes after a woman he's not attracted to at all, what can that woman, not what can she do to change it? What happens when that changes? Have you ever done it in your past? Do you know men who were like, no, I'm not attracted to them. I was not attracted to them at first, but the more time we spent together, I like them more. Has
Yeah.
that ever
Hmm.
happened to you? And what
Yeah,
changes?
I haven't happened to me personally,
Okay.
but I have friends that has happened to. They had been around and people, and then the person ended up growing on them. That's not wasn't necessarily their cup of tea, but
Mhm.
ended up finding out like, yo, this was the one that I should be with. Good person, had everything that I was just overlooking, and so the person decided. But sometimes people overlook and never go and look again. Like
Right.
it just stays there. So um, a lot of I don't see it as often with men because men have more options, so it's a little bit different for men. It's
Yeah.
a little bit. Women are the ones that's more or less struggling a little bit more, and I think even with talking with guys, like they have to come to that place too. Especially some of the guys that have this concept of certain women that they should have maybe. But they come in different packages. They're not coming in the package that you're wanting. They're coming into,
Right.
they look good, but they're not coming in the full package. But they have more options to look at, more good looking women to maybe find it. Um, Women don't have as much of a luxury. But the more and more we're getting into the social media phase, more and more women are falling in that category. So guys are even having to start to, hey man, maybe she ain't got to be a 10. Maybe she could be a 6.5, somewhere in there, and
Mhm.
we have all the other qualities. Because a lot of the women that are the 10s now are losing a lot of the feminine quality, family qualities, motherly qualities, cooking qualities. All of those things are kind of
Yeah.
going out the door too. So guys, I think, are having to look at things from a different place too, because it's not as easy for people to find what they're looking for because the criteria isn't isn't based off of their surroundings and stuff. Their pool is so big because they think it's huge. Social media makes you think that it's a huge pool when it's not.
Right.
Uh, Social media has created that the false sensation and the false reality of what people can actually obtain.
Right. Yeah. And you have
Yeah,
to look at your environment because sometimes you find that you're a big fish in a small pond. Then you go
very true.
somewhere else and it's like, oh, get away from me, you know?
Hmm.
So you just sometimes to really see who you are, change your environment. If
Yep.
you still on top in one of the big cities where
Hmm.
everybody's working out, uh everybody has a certain standard that they demand, you know.
Hmm.
It kind of changes a little bit. I think you get a little comfortable when
Yeah.
you are like around the same things all the time. I think
Right.
you really have to move around. Like we've moved around a lot. So I've had an opportunity to be like, okay, kind of see what's going on and see what the standards are and
Hmm.
I think being in Bakersfield, I appreciate being born and raised in a big city, but I think I'm starting to kind of like the smaller town. I kind of like
Hmm.
the it just feels like a place you can just raise your family, but that's because I have a family, but I guess if I was single, I'd kind of want to go back to a big city. But
Hmm.
I think when I first moved here, I didn't really appreciate it as much as I do now, but I appreciate
Okay.
the fact that I brought my family with me. Like
Uh-huh.
that's a blessing because I agree with you. It's like what I don't know. It's like
Hmm.
either either people just don't talk to each other, but I don't know where the opportunity is to meet people and date. Because unless you kind of know people or you're like I do the show with you, so I'm meeting people through that, where do you meet people? Like, and where do you
You
date?
have
Do
to
you
be. I
have
think people have to be intentional.
okay.
Yeah, people are. Depending on what type of person you like, social media has become kind of that medium for most people. But if you're already an introvert, you're kind of in trouble.
Right.
But if you're a single outgoing person, it's just finding different places that people are at. You're going to different areas and spots and finding out different events and um, the gym, finding a church home. Where we know the church has a lot of single ladies that are there. So if you're looking for a God-fearing woman, of course, that's something that a place you should be particularly looking. Right? That's a space if you're intentional about finding. Right? Like oh, you shouldn't be going to the church looking for no woman. Why not? If you're
Right.
single and you wanna a saved woman, why wouldn't you go to the place where those type of women congregate? Right?
Yeah.
So
So for men, if you go to the club, what type of woman is that? Like that's
I
always at
know
the club
even in my
every
single
week?
days, I wasn't a huge clubber though. I was a church boy. I'm a church boy, so I'll go to lounges and stuff. Even when I was young, even when I clubbed a little bit, uh, the club was never a place where I was looking for like a girl.
Serious, anything serious.
Nah, man, it was
Yeah.
just fun. You're gonna be fun for a night or fun for a moment type
Yeah.
situation. Because my vision was that I wouldn't want my woman to be that for that to be her regular environment. So uh, if that's your regular environment, then it's like nah. Now if I meet you and it's like, oh, I went out with my friends for my girl's birthday, and I don't
Right.
usually go out, and then it's like, oh, okay, now I'm looking at you a little bit different. But
Right.
if that's your regular environment, you might want to mess with somebody that like that regular environment. So, but I wouldn't
Right.
want that person to be my significant other and have children and raise a family and stuff with if that's going to be part of the regular lifestyle because I ain't gonna be there all the time. So and so who you gonna be there with?
Yeah. I'm a homebody, so I would be in serious trouble. I'll be in real deep trouble. Like you would probably know if something happened to Anthony who I would date because it would be somebody within the 5 or 10 people I know in my inner circle because I don't get out. So it'll be like, well, who have her number? Who can contact her? That's probably who she date next because I don't get. I'm a homebody. Like I'll go out sometimes, but I don't have to. Excuse me. I can. I'm chill at the house.
Right,
So,
but
yeah, I guess
you're
you call
content
it
with that.
boring. I guess it's kind of boring, but yeah,
Well, I mean, to some people, but as long as it's exciting to you and your family, that's all that matters.
yeah. But that's interesting. I just wanted to throw that out there for any single ladies. I know we don't have a single representative on the panel,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm married, so I always just try to kind of throw it out there for any single ladies who might be in a
Who might
position
who
where
might be
yeah, maybe you don't
trying to
go to the
find
club.
something?
Maybe you're new to the city. You don't go to the club. Where can I find somebody? Where can
That's a
I
good
meet
question. I
a
mean,
great
that's I think that's a good question for people that's looking, that's trying to find and trying to put themselves. But I think social media has created such a place of an experience that it's kind of made people kind of stuck
yeah.
in not being. I think people just post. I see people post, "Hey, I'm single." They they just put it out there. Then I think it's the hope that people will hit the DM.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, once the DM flood, then now you can kind of go through your Rolodex of people that hit you up and kind of go from there. But you'll have people, make the little post, I'm single or I'm single now. Okay, they were probably
Right,
in a
right.
relationship and then now they're saying, hey, you know, the door is open
Yeah.
for you to come on and walk through these DMs. And
Well, you
saying,
know, they say if you're not married, you're single. So
yeah, that's the
there's that.
concept.
That's what old school said that.
Yeah, that's the
So
concept.
yeah. It's interesting though. It's interesting. I like her take on it. I just when I thought about it, I was like, wow, the same characteristics that women look for, they are in those men who are chasing. Every woman has a man who likes her that she puts in the friend category.
All the time.
Um, like,
All
you
the
know,
time.
you probably open up the friend cat box and it's about five men just sitting there waiting on something to happen to your relationship, right? Well,
Yeah,
okay. I'll say some of it.
depending
I
on
don't know
who
if
you
that's
are.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't think every woman has that, but I think some do. I think
I
some
think
have
everyone has at least one friend who would not mind dating them.
that friend. See, what happens is it just the reason why I say that is because the friend that they're talking about at some point have found somebody else already, and you just missed the boat.
Mm,
So that friend that person ain't waiting on you 20, 30 years. So that friend that you had that was waiting for a little while, probably about 5, 7 years in between, they was getting their stuff together. Then somebody else that came along and poached them. Now, you know that particular friend that had his eye on you isn't there anymore.
yeah.
So that person ain't there for life. Like that one friend that would that was kind of waiting on you. You ain't got that many in the Rolodex that's just gonna be single. Like that's staying single, waiting on you. Is what
Okay.
I was meaning by that. Like I don't think that's there. And then I think they run into other guys that they end up not giving any attention to.
Yeah.
Like their
And then
friends are like, oh man, you know, I ain't but they're not like a bestie friend anymore. They just throwing that person to the side like, oh man, you know, you just somebody that, you know, I'll see you and say
yeah.
hi and bye type thing.
Yeah. And then the bad thing about social media, which is also a benefit, is the connection that you keep with people. Like you can still
Mhm.
be connected with your high school sweetheart. So let's say,
Right.
no, he didn't wait on you, but yeah, you talking to him all the time, you building, there's a connection.
Yeah,
So, sometimes that an emotional connection and communicating even through text can make a woman think, do y'all go together?
very
It's
true.
real easy. It's real easy in that regard.
Very true.
So unfortunately,
It
but
is.
yeah, yeah, I agree that men have a bigger pool. That is very true. That is very
Yeah, but
true.
it's still based off of, you know, those guys still choosing the right one too, because a lot of times they end up choosing the wrong one, even with the option that they have. It's like you're choosing the pretty and all of this type of stuff, and then don't have all of those foundational qualities that you really want. So it's like
Mm,
both groups is making not smart decisions.
yeah, yeah,
Man, you know, it's like, oh, the guy that you could want and you could have admire you and all that type of stuff could be that guy, but you're choosing another guy, and then the guy is choosing the wrong girl that would be in good position for you. So
yeah,
I think both sides is not making as great of choices and kind of almost missing each other. I think there's a miss that's happening between both, and by those misses happen, it's hurting women more because the
mm,
guys are missing, and then they're able to reload a little faster. It's
yeah,
harder for the women to reload because the guys that they're wanting just aren't available. So
yeah,
it kind of just make it tougher, right? It just makes that part tougher for them, just based off pure numbers. That's all it is. It's not that um, the women aren't of quality or anything.
hmm
It's just the amount of guys that they're wanting. So if it's 10 quality guys, then we're saying all of these women are doing phenomenal. They're bettering themselves and stuff like that. and it's 100 of
And they
them.
get higher and higher. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's 100 of those women, but there's only 10 guys in the category that fits those 100 women.
Mm-hmm.
So only not the other 90 is kind of is between a rock and a hard place, because now you got to be like what this young lady said. Hey, go find a guy that likes you, not
Right.
necessarily the guy that's part of that 10 of the 100 women that are trying to get. So go find that other guy that's available, because it's more of them available.
And hopefully he's not pretending to like you, because another thing people are learning through social media, y'all got the game. I have to give it to men learning the game from social media. They're learning how to manipulate and gaslight women into thinking that they're going to have more with you than they actually are. So they're like stringing women along, getting what they want, and then all of a sudden discarding a woman. And if you do that 100 times, you've had an opportunity to sleep with 100 women and pretend like you like them and you want a relationship with them and string them along. And these are maybe good women. So I give it to the internet. Touche.
Okay.
It's probably ladies, be careful. Don't get caught up, ladies. Get in, get out, like men do. Get in, get what you want, get out. Because you always you see red flags, like you know that okay, there is something that's not right with this situation. I know women have intuition. You have to know you see the red flags. Do not get caught up pretending as if this thing that you have is more than it is. It's probably not. The men have learned, ladies, the men have learned the game. They know how to string you along long enough until they get exactly what they want or everything they need out of you. And then you might be out of there. I'm just saying. I'm hoping that women are learning, like the young lady said. And it's like you said, sometimes it's the guy that you think you might not be attracted to, that you just need to maybe go on a date. I think I said that the last show. Go on a date and talk to the guy that actually likes you. It's an old saying that you should, what is it? My mother said to me, a man should love you more than you love them. Like it's old school saying that women would say. Marry a man who loves you. Oh my goodness. The mothers teach their son how to play those games? That's messed up. Marry a man who loves you more than you love them. And why? Because a woman's ability, we love on such high levels. We're forgiving, we're caring, we're going to support and love you on such high levels that we have to marry somebody who loves us more just to be equal. Just so your love for me will equal everything I'm going to give to you. I mean, we have to. We birth children. Like that's unconditional love.
If that is true. Okay.
Right? If it's true for the woman. Right.
Yeah, if that's true.
Okay.
Then if the love that's extremely deep, right? That is so deep that we can go into a whole nother conversation about divorce rates and all that type of stuff, because that's a whole nother position when we're saying like the love for women is so deep, and it's like the majority of the time the men are more in love with the woman because you have a lot more to lose by being with that woman. So it could be, that's why I say it just depends on if the woman is actually in it and the man is in it for the right reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like the young lady, she gave some good information and game on the concept, but then if that's being misused,
it can be taken advantage of.
Then now you're trying to take advantage of it, because now it's like, oh, okay, you love me more than I love him. Now you're gonna misuse it, right? What's the point of that? So
Yeah.
if she loves me more than I love her, am I gonna misuse it? You know, that reverse thing. And so if you end up having to find that dual match, because
Mm-hmm.
you know, if that thing flips on you in your mind, and then you start acting different, it's like, oh, because I don't know based off her reaction if it was, oh, I found my man, or oh, I found the bag.
That's why I said you can't look at it in terms of how she presented it, in terms of, because it's materialistic. It's real
Yeah,
materialistic how she presented it. She was like, I found a fool. I found my bag.
there we
You
go.
know,
There we go.
hey, pay attention to this guy because he's gonna be a fool for you. I don't think that's not what I'm talking about. I don't think that's what you're talking about,
No, but I
at
think
all.
that's the way it could have been presented. That's why I
Yeah.
was curious. Was I reading what she was saying wrong? Because it's like maybe she came up on something, came up on a concept that was great, and but it wasn't from it didn't feel like it was from the spirit. Like, I found my man
Right.
from this,
No,
but
I
I
didn't.
found an opportunity.
I didn't see that either. So I just turned it into what I wanted to, because I didn't want the audience to think that we were supporting being so materialistic. I know you want a provider, but
Mm-hmm.
that could have gone all wrong. And it just depends on what angle we would have taken.
Yep.
I think I like how we did it, because we could
Mm-hmm.
have talked about her maybe being a gold digger and using good men or men who like her to get money. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's what she said. She
Mm-hmm.
said, I learned the game at a young age.
Yep.
Go for the guy, the guy I like wasn't trying to give me nothing. The guy that liked me gave me all these bills, all this money. However she
Mm-hmm.
said it. However young people say it. But I got the bag.
You're getting the bag. She getting the bag. That's for
Get
sure.
the bag.
Now, if that bag is in love, then everybody wins. But if it's
Yeah.
that's just gonna be a temporary situation where it's just like, hey man, he gonna burn through some money. That's gonna be a sugar daddy, and then he gonna go on to another sugar baby. Because even if you're using him in that mindset, he's using you in the same way. So as soon as
Yeah.
that youngness swivels up, is not in the concept of love. He knows that you're using him for his money, and when he don't want to use you anymore, and it's 5 years later, he wants somebody at the age that you were 5 years younger. He wants the 25-year-old. Now you 30, so now you're going
Yeah.
after another 25-year-old. He gonna dump you. Now you feel like he done you wrong. But after all the time, he knew you were playing him for his money, and you were playing him for his money. So y'all had an understanding without having an understanding.
Yeah. And if both agree, because some relationships are transactional,
Yeah.
and that's fine. If
Mm-hmm.
both people know exactly what's going on, and that's what I say, and I always say that just about anything, with friendships, with everything. If there is if just tell me everything, like I want to know everything, because give me an
The
opportunity. Just
opportunity.
be real with me. I'm cool AF, because I want to have the opportunity to make my mind up
On what I
and
want to do.
on what I want to do, if I
Mm-hmm.
want to be in this situation or not. So I don't think it's, I think that anything is transactional, just
Mm-hmm.
present it to a person and don't play games. Like,
Right.
I don't know. Playing games to me is like, oh, I can't stand it. I can't stand and lying.
Mm-hmm.
Lying.
Yeah.
When you don't even have to. Wow.
Ain't no point. Ain't no
And
point.
no point.
Ain't no
No
point.
point. But
Just keep it 100.
yeah, keep it 100. And then it's like, okay, cool. Then I even feel better, because I'm like, wow, I really know who this person is.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the Pisces in me or a psychology major, but I love when a person is just real
Mm-hmm.
with you, just flat out, this is who I am. I can rock with that because you're
Mm-hmm.
comfortable. But surprises, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't like that. But
Yeah.
a young lady just said that the mothers tell their sons, what was she saying? Was she saying that mothers
Yeah, she was
teach
saying
their
they
sons how to play games,
teaching them
to
how
tell
to, yeah, teaching them how to
run games?
teaching them the game. Yeah, sometimes the mother teach them the game.
Mm.
And that's true. I mean, it's some moms that do it, and they kind of teach them about how women are and how women move and how they are manipulative and how they can do things, based off of monetary gain and not really lovely for you, and knowing how to maneuver and operate around those type of women to make sure that you don't get played, that your feelings not played with, all of that. So it is some mom that kind of teach their sons the game that way. So sometimes it depending on how it's taught, it could be taken a couple of different ways. It could be taken to where I'm gonna always use everybody to make sure they don't use me. Uh, you can have discernment and being able to know what you're looking out for so that you can target what you really want. And by you knowing the game, it's like, okay, I know how to move through all of these traps and holes that are trying to be put in front of me, all these grenades, and that women try to put me in a position. So, I already know how to maneuver through all this. I'm good. Okay, there she is, right there. She's doing the thing that I know that I need and want in the foundations in a woman. And so, I think a mom could teach the game as well as a dad, because a mom that understand women friend groups and stuff, she can kind of give her son some insight on how women move and the type of woman you should potentially want.
Mm-hmm. You know what I was just thinking as you were talking too? We talk a lot about like relationships, of course, because it's a relationship show. But I don't think we take into consideration enough when men don't actually, they're not looking for a relationship. There may be women too, but I'm just going to say men. What about the men who are actually out here that don't want a relationship, but they're not telling nobody? But I think that's why you may think
What
that
does
women
that
are playing
mean?
a game. They're not looking for anything, but probably sex or whatever's making them happy.
What do you mean by that? They're not telling nobody. What does that mean?
I mean that, of course, you're not going to go out and say, or, I don't know. This is just my opinion that, and I was saying it to say, you might think that women are playing a game because they're trying to get chosen. They are trying, a lot of women want to be in a relationship. There may be men who are presenting themselves as a person who wants to be in a relationship, but they're not presenting the truth. It's a lie.
Mm.
They are they're presenting to you someone who wants everything you want. And then you think you failed when that fails, but really you fell in love with somebody's representative.
Ah.
And there are people who may continue to just play that game over and over again because
Now,
they know that a
Sherry
lot
said
of,
this.
mm,
It's going
oh,
along with what you're talking about.
who was honest? Yes.
It's that sometimes you find yourself with someone who was honest from the start. They told you they had someone else. At the time, you accepted it, maybe thinking you could handle it. But then emotions get involved. You catch feelings, fall in love, and suddenly the situation that once seemed manageable becomes painful and confusing. Honestly, honesty is
Honest.
important, yes, but that doesn't mean the situation is healthy or right. Love needs a solid foundation, not one built on divided hearts and emotional compromise.
And that's another whole, yeah, that's a different topic, but that's true.
That's a whole
That's
thing
true.
for a whole
That's a
nother
whole
session.
nother topic. That's a great
Yeah,
topic. You think you
that
can
is.
handle it?
Yeah, that's
That's
definitely for a
interesting
whole
that a
nother
guy
session.
would tell you that they have, oh, you might, okay, because they may be married or have a girlfriend that you know about, and then you kind of think you can handle it.
Hmm.
That's true. But you know what I think you actually think? That they're going to leave that person for you. I'm just saying.
I think that end up being some of the biggest mistakes that end up happening. Because like, oh, I'm gonna be able to show him what I am, and then he's gonna appreciate me more than her, and we're gonna end
Yeah.
up,
I'm going to give
together.
them,
Kind of thing. Ain't no way, what she do better than I do. Then it becomes that whole concept of
competitive.
issue. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
competitive spirit part, and
Yeah.
yeah, I think it should just be a conversation, man. It should just be definitely a conversation and just being open and honest about whatever it is. Uh,
Hmm.
if you open and honest, then it's
Yeah. And women are just
yeah.
built different. I don't think it's easy for a woman to share a man. Women are built different than men in that regard.
No,
Women are
I don't think it.
emotional.
I think it's reversed. I think that what you're saying is totally reversed.
What do you mean? You
You
think
said
men
you
it's hard for men to share? I don't like what she
you,
said.
you think that it's easier for a man to share. That's the
No,
statement
I
you're
don't at
saying.
all. No,
That
no, what
you
I'm saying is it's different. It's difficult for a woman to get into a situation, I'll say that. It's difficult because the emotions are involved. Men not sharing, I know that. Men not sharing. That's
well,
it.
that what your statement said. You said women is more difficult. You said more difficult than
To
you said
share.
more difficult for women to share.
Yeah, to share a man with other women. Because we're more emotional. Do you see what I'm saying? It's
I know,
just
but
like what
when you say the word more difficult, then
yeah.
who is the opposite sex? Is men. So you're saying that men it's easier for men to share.
No, in that regard, I'm saying it's difficult. I should have said not have said more. It's
Oh,
just
okay, that's what I was.
difficult.
Okay.
Like in that situation with a man and a woman, it's more
Mhm.
difficult for the woman who's in that situation than a man who's in a situation handling two women. The man that's handling two women, if you see qualities, let's say in both women,
Mhm.
first of all, if you're in a relationship and it's not transactional, and
Uh huh.
this is not something that's like, hey, I just want to, hey, can you just, I'm just trying to hit it and quit it,
Bam,
and
bam. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
I like you and I want to see what you're about because all the girls are
Mhm.
talking.
Uh huh.
If it's not that, and you have gone into a relationship with somebody else, or a situationship, I think, and I'm just saying exactly what the and I forgot her name. Was it Lisa? I forgot her name. Exactly what she said, that it can be difficult because women are emotional, and you do probably think that you have an opportunity to be with this man. I mean, he's talking to you and he has a whole life. Why wouldn't you think he's saying all the right things? Why wouldn't you think he's will probably make you his girl? But
Yeah.
also, my mama used to say, how you get them is how you lose them. So be careful.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
be
You
careful.
got to have the. You should have the conversation, and then everybody should have a conversation. That's
Yes,
the thing. People ain't trying to have. Everybody just need to have a conversation. If there's
right.
a conversation need to be had, then everybody need to have a conversation.
But everybody can't communicate effectively.
Then
That's a whole
everybody
nother.
can potentially be happy. But if you don't have a conversation, then you create confusion, you create
Yeah.
animosity, you create all of these other things. But the sharing part is part. We gotta do a whole nother show on that. The sharing part is always part of the issue and problem, and
Yeah.
it's an uncomfortable position conversation that most people don't want to have. Um, I know it's one that's not popular for sure, and that people are afraid to really have a discussion about. And it
It's
is
not healthy, that's for sure. Just
yeah.
for
Well, it just
sexual health.
depends. It
Yeah.
just depends. Like healthiness is based off of what a person determines the conversation to be. Like you could be in a guy don't want to be in a relationship, he just want to be with himself, and he's just out having fun with there's an understanding there. That's his happiness. So if he's happy in that, and those other women is happy in that, then everybody's happy in that. There's no confusion.
That is what I meant. What if I don't think that those people are sharing that information? Like, it's fine. And that's what I was saying. Just be honest with people. Just say, hey, this is what I'm on. But I think, and women too, women do it too, just like she did for the bag, of course.
Right.
But, you can't go, I guess you can, but to go around. So let's say, I don't know, like if I'm a lady and I'm going around like she is, getting a bag from everybody in the small town we live in here, and I'm saying I'm happy, I'm doing what makes me happy. I'm making all these people think that I like them. They're taking me out on dates. I'm seeing all the great places. I'm traveling around. But then when they get too close to me, I create a reason to argue and to say I'm out because it was only me. What if they don't know that they're just a part of my game? That's what I'm saying. That, we have to communicate, because we talk about people who want relationships. Now this goes back to what I'm saying. There are some people who don't, and that's fine. But
if they don't want that, then that still goes back to the person finding out the other individual's true intent. If that person is just, I guess, trying to be slick like that, I guess if that's the way that they're moving, then they obviously can't. They don't have the game to be able to be honest in the first place. Like just being upfront and saying, "Hey, I'm just dating." Like it's more. I mean, I don't know how close you're getting to people if you're dating all of these other people and you're going out with all of them. I don't know how realistic that is. If you're saying that you're with 3 or 4 people, but then you're being out with 3 or 4 people, I don't know how realistic that situation is. If that's what's going on, like those other people. If I'm out, if you're saying it from the lady's perspective, if she's out and she's dating me, and then obviously if you're finding out she's with somebody else or she's going on dates with somebody else, or if she's too busy and she's with 3 or 4 different people, then now she's already put in a different category. So, the time that you're spending with that person is going to determine if you only got so much time anyway. So if your time is being allocated to 3 or 4 other people, I mean, you're getting put in a certain category at that point, right? Like, I don't know if people are putting people in categories like that and saying, "Oh, she's my everything and she's gonna be mine," but you're only seeing her maybe once every 2 weeks. Like, that's crazy.
What I mean, and that's what. Yeah, women. So I know you have to know women who you've said, or maybe your boys have said, they are crazy. Like women are emotional. So if you spend time with them, even on the internet, like we talk about the internet, even communicating, you can literally fall in love with somebody that you've never seen just through communicating.
I don't know how people do it, but they do it. They do it all the time. They do it all the time.
Right. You fly out to see them, stay at a hotel with them. You plan to have a nice weekend with them, and you don't know anything about these people. They're telling you exactly what they want you to hear.
At some point, that person got to take accountability. Like, you got to take accountability for your emotions and how you being. I mean, unless you didn't got dick down and now you dignified, from the situation, like
dignified.
Yeah, how you didn't got, and now your mind just is somewhere else. Like you just out of here, or what they would call pussy whip, right? If she didn't put it on you, and then all of a sudden the chick she didn't put it on you so good. Now your head is blown. You're getting all your money. You act like she could do whatever she want. Like both sides of one of them, either one of them is being put in that type of position. Now you gone anyway. Can't nobody do nothing with you. Ain't no advice. You just got to weather the storm and deal with whatever's gonna happen in that situation. Because can't nobody help you.
Yeah.
You go ahead and just get your heart broken, whatever.
Bring it around. bring it around full circle, because we talk a lot about just getting to like marriage, healthy relationships, strong relationships, but sometimes people don't really they don't care to get to a relationship. They just kind of want to have fun, or kind of want to, like you said, I'm doing me because I feel great. I love doing this. But you answered that too. I think I was trying to ask, when do you tell the person, hey, I'm just having fun. I don't really want anything serious. I'm actually dating a couple of people and I'm just having fun here.
I think majority for more mature people, I think the conversation up front, I think is not as prevalent when they're younger. It's like, oh, I'm just doing my thing, and if I haven't committed to you, or if I haven't said I've committed to you, then we ain't committed. So, I mean, you can't assume anything. So, and I'll hear people all the time, they'll assume that they're in, like women from a women's side, they'll assume they're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like if it was never said, it ain't. if it was never said, the relationship don't exist. If the words didn't come out of his mouth, we're in a relationship, an exclusive relationship. Then that it did not, it don't exist. It
and
don't
his
exist.
actions, correct? Because your actions should follow.
No, he had to say it. Number one, I don't care about his actions. His actions can show you that, make you feel like you exclusive. So his actions ain't as important than what he said.
You teach it. Somebody learning something tonight.
Yeah, because he can make you feel like you're exclusive, but that's not what it is. Like, he hasn't said it. So that's where the assumption comes in at. Women that will assume, oh, he's spending his time with me. Oh, we are now a thing. And he's like, no, I'm just still getting to know you. I'm still I'm still over here doing, and then all of a sudden, well, why are you over there with so-and-so? Well, you just been doing this with me. Well, I ain't never said
we're not together.
Yeah, like, but you just have to have clear communication. If people just don't assume, then they'll be okay. But as long as they keep assuming, there's gonna always be trouble. Trouble is being.
So should a woman ask, like, what are we, or does that seem like she's trying to be pig? Like
women are afraid to ask. That's the problem.
Okay.
The problem is that women are afraid to ask.
Now, why is that?
Especially when it's on the other foot, right? When it's the guy that she likes. When it's the guy that she likes, she's afraid to ask.
We turn that thing around. Why? Yeah. Why do you think so?
She's afraid of rejection. Women are more afraid of rejection than guys. Cause we're used to rejection. Like, we're used to chicks turning us down, or we're going after the chick that we would consider out of our league, or whatever the case may be. So we're used to, most men are used to rejection. The average woman typically don't get rejected. They're waiting to get hit on. They're waiting for a guy to talk to them. So they're not doing no approaching. They're not doing any of that. So when that time comes for them to say, hey, are we in a relationship? Oh, the words that's about to come out of that man's mouth is like they heart about to sink in their stomach, because they don't know what his response is going to be. If it's no, that's her first rejection, probably. That's her feeling of being rejected, just by him saying, no, we're not in a relationship right now. That's not even a full rejection. Y'all still going on dates. Y'all still talking. He just said, no, we're still courting. And that could be viewed as a full-blown rejection.
Wow. So if you say no, or not you, but if a man says no, what do you think as a father? What would you tell your daughter? If your daughter was seeing somebody, dating them for a few weeks, going out to see him, and really building in her mind, a strong relationship with this guy, and then she asked, because he's not told her, she asked, so what are we doing? And he says, oh, we're not doing nothing. We're just kind of getting to know each other. What is your response as a father to your daughter?
Well, my response is pretty simple. Is he a good guy? What has he showed you up to this point? Has he been respectful? Um, what have you asked him? What is his intentions with you? Is his intentions to um, build a relationship and get to a point to be in a relationship to marry, or is he out here just wanting to date and play around? That's what I would tell her. I was like, well, if he's checked off a lot of those boxes, good guy, got his head on his shoulders, focused on career, um, family orientated type guy. If he checks off those boxes, what is the rush?
Yeah.
Don't rush him into something if it's only been a couple weeks, especially. You don't have to be exclusive right now, but get to know him, and then but you don't hang on forever. Number one, then re-follow up with that question maybe after a month, and then try to see what that looks like. If it's
But not 6 months, not like 4 to 6 months or nothing like that. That's way too long.
Yeah, I would look at a 2 to 3 month. Like you should have enough time to figure out within that time frame if she is or if she isn't. Then if she's off that list, then you can continue on dating whoever you're dating. But after that time frame, you should know. Oh, okay, I've known enough, especially if you've been able to spend some significant time going a few, at least um, 7 or 8 dates by that point, right? Um, you should be able to make up in your mind what your intent is moving forward. Is this something that I want to see going forward, or if you're given a time, like, hey man, I'm gonna do 3 months, and if he's being upfront with you, hey, let's see what this is gonna look at after 3 months, and then we can kind of see where we go from there.
Yeah, that's good stuff. One more question on this.
Okay.
Red flags. If you could give the young women who are dating or beginning to date, what are some things that they should look out for that as a man, because you know how the game is played? Some red flags that women should look for when meeting men and when going out on dates with men.
Oh man, I think a few things to really look out for. Is one, what is the conversation about? Especially initial conversations. Are they just, you know, empty conversations or very fulfilling conversations? Because if the conversations are with intent, right, he's really trying to get to know you. He's trying to get to know you, your background, what you're about, what your intentions are. If he's very intentional about trying to figure you out in those conversations, his intention, I think, will weigh on what the red flag is. And if you are directing the conversation to be intentional as well, because once it starts to go a little bit flirty, then you're going into another realm, right? Like you can be there for a second, then it's like, okay, now you're coming back to another question that's about you two or family or things that they like to do, or what are their hobbies? Like you're learning the actual person about them. What are some quirks and stuff. Now you can go into some some like very interesting questions that the intent of the conversation is focused on getting to know you and making sure that he is getting to know you, and then on the vice versa, you are making the intent of getting to know him. And if he's closing off to sharing anything about himself or anything, then I think that's a red flag. Because now what's the conversation about at that point? If there's nothing being shared, because I can't for the life of me understand how chicks be like, oh, this person was so into me, but you don't know nothing about them. Like I don't, and you've been knowing them for 6 months, but you don't know their favorite color. You don't know what they like to eat. You don't know, if they have siblings. Like you'll see conversations and stories like that. Oh, I didn't know they had siblings. I didn't even know they had kids. I didn't even know that. Like how you,
Right.
what is the conversations y'all having that, like I'm saying this is the first 10 conversations you having, right? Like going back and forth, like different stages of conversation. How is that not in the first couple weeks you're learning about the person to see if their qualities are something that you want to move forward with. But if that person is kind of shutting those things off, that's a huge red flag. If you're not communicating about, if they can't communicate about themselves, what the heck are you talking about? You live with you all day, every day, up until the day you die. So you can't have a conversation about you. I think that's a huge flag. That person is trying to cut off that portion from you. Why?
Because you don't need to know. Because you don't need to know.
You don't even know. Because all I'm trying to get is the box, right? I'm trying to hit and quit. Like that's a red flag for you to figure out right there. It's a hit and quit because he ain't trying to give you no information. He ain't even trying to learn about you. He is trying to get in them draws, and that's it.
That's some good information. That's some good insight. Somebody learning something tonight. That's a good insight.
You try to get them jobs.
I was writing notes for my daughter. That's very good. Because the answers and the how you view things always change when you think of when I ask, like, pretend as if you're talking to your daughter. What would you tell your daughter? It changes. Like everything changed about you when you gave those answers. Like when you actually thought, okay, what would I say to my daughter? You set up a little strategy. It was just kind of like, okay, no, this is the real deal. I'm not playing games because this is what I would actually I'm not gonna sit on this show and play games with what I'm gonna say to my own daughter, right? It's so different when we think about our children.
Yeah, right? Like that's a huge piece to who we would want them to date, who we would, want to treat them right, whatever. Not wanting them to go through heartaches and all that type of stuff, which is the reality of the situation, right? So it's something for us to kind of figure out.
Yeah. And if only we took that into consideration when we're dating, like this is somebody's son, this is somebody's daughter. And if we did those same things, like, okay, let me just take this a little more serious. Let me sit up straight and really think, because it's important how I make this person feel.
Right.
So
that was a good show.
That was good. That was good. Thank you.
We appreciate y'all tuning in, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in, having a conversation with us. Always, always, always make sure that you're breaking keys, they go keys, make sure we lift up our families and grandparents and loved ones that are 40. All of these kids, the teachers, man, teaching administrators, security on school, all the administrators, all the landscaping folks, janitors, cafeteria people, everybody that makes a huge difference, that makes an impact on how the children are being able to have a culture, atmosphere at school because of all of you. And so I appreciate y'all for tuning in one time. Somebody can get hold of you.
Contact me, t.franklin@yahoo.com. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Patrick. And I can't wait to see you guys again. What is Sunday, maybe? Sunday, you think? Sunday, Thursday? What's your schedule?
Yeah,
Patrick's so busy now. Patrick don't have time for little old me. So hopefully you'll see me Sunday. It's been a pleasure, and I hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight.
Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. We're going to be back on here making things happen and making sure that we continue to give y'all some of this game and a lot of things that are happening out here in these great, great streets. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Yeah.